Hello and welcome to Wings and Wheels podcast episode number 13.
13.
Lucky for some. We are both putting on very brave faces because it got a little bit wild in here last night. I am a little bit worse for wear.
You look alright.
Thanks, mate. So do you, considering you had to leave at midnight to get Gaviscon.
It's not an age thing.
Is it not?
No.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's not a good look, that, is it?
I remember turning around at like 11:30 and saying to Belle, just being like, where's Wynne? And she was like, oh, he's had to go home because he's got wind or something. What was it? What was it?
Acid reflux.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
It's cool, isn't it?
Is that because of?
It's cool, that.
Is that because you were drinking red and white wine since 2 p.m?
Yeah. And I had a bagel.
10 hours straight of drinking.
And I had a bagel at 10 o'clock in the morning, and I hadn't had anything. But that was clever.
That was clever. Yeah. But Gaviscon fix it?
Absolutely.
Perfect.
Miracle.
Ready to carry on.
Miracle drug. I would have given 50 quid for a bottle of that. In fact, maybe we should have a dispensing machine in the toilet here.
Oh, Gaviscon, yeah.
What else? What else would you have?
Oh, fantastic question. What else? Cocaine, probably. Little packets.
Oh, dear.
Magic mushrooms.
Yeah.
MDMA.
Yeah, let's move away
pills.
from that now.
Anything else? No. Okay. And by pills, of course, when ibuprofen, paracetamol.
Yes.
All that sort of
Clearly,
stuff. Yeah. For the next day.
Yeah. It was wild.
So it was one of the ladies that work in this amazing establishment. It was her leaving do. So it got really crazy. It was really good.
Yeah.
There was a sausage incident, which we should probably discuss later on. I think. We'll bring that up
or
later
not
on.
at all.
Or not at all.
For legal reasons. Or just say allegedly a lot.
Allegedly, I'm waiting for the police to break the door down at any second because Anyway.
Did he slip or was he pushed?
Did he slip or was he pushed or was he? Anyway.
Sausage Gate.
Sausage Gate. So thanks very much for all the new people that have subscribed.
Yeah.
If you want like loads more of these, we need to. It's so hard for us to get in front of each other and first time because this takes hours and hours and hours to do. And the more of you that subscribe, the more like we'll want to do this. Essentially, that's the whole vibe behind it. But we've done 13 of these now, so we must have some reason for carrying on.
I do like doing it though.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And yeah, we haven't done one for about a month, have we? I think.
April.
What?
I know.
What have you been doing?
So what have I been doing? I've been writing a book.
Oh, nice! I saw the front cover of this last night.
Yeah, it's magic money to you, isn't it? No, I've got an interest in so the book's called "But What If You Can." It's a series of books. But what I was not intending to plug this.
Yeah, well, we can stick a
cover.
The cover up.
Well, it's not finished yet, but it will be soon. But it's called "But What."
Has AI not finished writing it yet?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. You're just going to go around and clear it up.
But what if you can understand Bitcoin? And the reason is there's a lot of misinformation out there.
Yeah.
And it's written for non-techie people. It's people who go, "What is this load of rubbish?"
Yeah. Like me.
Yeah, and at the end of it, you can make up your mind if it's rubbish or not.
Because I'm firmly of the opinion that it's all just smoke and mirrors and a big pyramid scheme and stuff.
I know, and a lot of people feel exactly the same.
So this book goes into exactly the ins and outs of all that.
Well, at least at the end of it, you should be pretty well informed and to make a decision of whether you still think it's a load of rubbish, or you've got these facts. You say, well, actually, it could be something interesting for the future.
Interesting. My thoughts, like on like you doing it is obviously if you've got a few quid behind you anyway, if you're not going to use that much, like for me, if I have a few quid behind me, it goes straight into something with four wheels, and I just like to look at it and park it.
Yeah,
great. That's my little savings account. That's my thing. But if you're not into that, it's a fantastic way to sort of just play with a bit of money. That I've always sort of thought you'd never risk anything.
No.
So it's just money that if it wasn't there, it wouldn't matter. It wouldn't be like you wouldn't be annoyed if anything happened to it.
Exactly. Just use a bit of money that if you wouldn't cry if you lost it.
Yeah.
But that said, it's so early. That's why there's so much skepticism about cryptocurrencies in general. People just think it's a load of, like you said, smoke and mirrors. But it's real. It's very, very early. It's a little bit like being able to invest in the internet when people are going, what's the point? What's the point of the internet? And that
never catch on, will it?
Early 90s, yeah, and there was a lot of that going on. So it's very early. So if you had some money just to put in it, forget about it for 5-10 years, I think you'd be very happy with what you got out of it. But not financial advice. Do your own research. But yeah.
Of course, yeah. Or you do the Molesworth way, which is if you've got any money and you have any space, fill it with as many cars as you can.
Yeah.
As many cars as you can get your hands on.
I've noticed something.
Yeah.
You used to buy a car, do it up, do an amazing video about it, and then flog it.
Yeah.
The flogging bit stopped.
Yeah.
How many have you got now?
I've got 14 at the moment. But that was always my dream. So all I've done my entire life is have to sell cars that I love.
Yeah.
That's been like a big problem. And like I think the whole idea behind the YouTube channel initially was to find a way to be able to carry on with my perversion of cars and like get paid for it. You know what I mean? So the YouTube channel, thankfully, thanks to those of you who do watch it, if you're listening to this from that or watching this from that, but that has sort of given me a couple of my big goals in life, which is I want to be sort of doing entertaining stuff. I enjoy that. I always have done. I've always, if I'm in the bar getting pissed, you'll always find me doing something stupid, in front of everybody. And
I hadn't noticed that.
I hadn't noticed, no. And the other thing is I love cars. Like I'm sick in the head. I love them. And the difficulty was it's very expensive to do the whole YouTube thing unless you get paid for it. And fortunately, YouTube have started to pay enough where I can do the work on the cars, and my labour and the parts and the car is pretty much paid for via Patreon, which I've got for the Tasty Classics. So if there's any of you watching from Patreon, thank you again from that, because that pays a lot of the rent and stuff for the unit. It's just it's really, really handy thing to have as an extra sort of buffer. And then you've got the money that comes in from YouTube, which pays for all the other bits. And then I at the end of it, I don't have to go shit. I need some money because I've spent it all doing up a Toyota MR2, and I now need to sell that car because I can't make any new original fresh content until I've got some cash back in the bank. And now that isn't really the case, which is for me one of my biggest life goals.
But I have a question. What's the end game? To have 100 cars just sitting there?
He who dies with the most toys wins.
I know, but
and it will be me.
Don't they end up just sitting there?
I'm gonna. When I'm on my deathbed, I'm going to park them all in a big square, and I'm going to sit in the middle of them and set them all on fire. And that's how I'm going to go.
Very sort of Viking-esque.
One of the cars is called the Viking. The P4,
yeah, the P4.
The Viking, because it's got a Viking on the front of it. It's awesome. Yeah. I'm going to take that to Nürburgring. Anyway,
that would make a good coffin, then, wouldn't it?
Oh, best coffin, yeah. But yeah, no. So it's the end goal is to. So the TT has been a huge thing. So we're recording this podcast just as I've done the Audi TT Nürburgring trip, come back from that, and the week or two before I was resurrecting the car and restoring it after it was sat for like 4 years and got very mouldy and horrible. So put it all back on the road and stuff. And with that car, for me, it was the right colour, it had the right wheels, the right spec. It would have been nice if it was the 225 horsepower, but it was the 180. But I'm not that bothered. It's fine. It was so much fun,
Yeah.
Just with the 180, it was more than enough. Did 145 mile an hour. Fine. You know what I mean? So like that car now, I got it back, valeted it, made it look super nice as it was, checked everything was fine, and now I put it under a cover and put it in the garage because that car's going to increase in value now. You know what I mean? In 10 years' time, that'll be quite a sought-after, nice car.
Yeah, definitely a modern classic, isn't it?
Absolutely. So, you know, the idea, the end goal for me now is to continue doing these cars, finding the ones that I really love, because a lot of them I'll still sell. So I've got a video coming out in a few weeks' time where I'm selling 3 cars out of the fleet. The Frontera, the Sunbeam Talbot, and the...
Frontera?
Rover 25.
Oh, Rover 25. Did you say Frontera?
I did say Frontera, yeah. Because those are 3 cars that I've got no attachment to at all. They're not really going to be future classics. The Frontera maybe in a very, very long time, but I'm not that bothered by it. It takes up a lot of space. It's a big car, so I'm, you know, happy to see the back of it, really. And the Sunbeam Talbot is a funny one. All the cars that I do, I like to have like an attachment to. Like, I remember them from when I was younger. My dad had one, and my uncles had one, my granddad had, you know, so that Sunbeam Talbot, nothing from my child. You know, I'd only ever heard of them, you know, recently, you know, when I got there. And it was a car that a subscriber had sort of sold me, and, you know, he sort of really liked it and stuff, and it was quite a retro thing for him to have. But for me, I'm just not bothered by it at all. So
didn't they make a Lotus Sunbeam Talbot? Was that different?
So the Sunbeam Talbot was that was only used for a few years, that actual name.
Oh, okay.
And then it went to Sunbeam.
Okay.
And then they did a Sunbeam Lotus.
And like I can visualize a boxy
I think the Sunbeam
looking...
Talbot 90 was the last car that ever used Sunbeam Talbot as a name.
But I'm visualizing like a very boxy hatchback, but a Lotus engine in it.
Yeah.
Am I making that up?
No. Lotus. It's Lotus Talbot, isn't it?
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah. It's a little hatchback. Is that what you're thinking of? Yeah.
Bonkers. I guess it was when all those hot hatches were happening.
It does say Talbot Sunbeam Lotus. That's weird, because it says here 1980, but I'm sure my Talbot Sunbeam 90 was the last car that had that name. So maybe they resurrected it. You know how the manufacturers resurrect a name?
Yeah.
So maybe they did that for this. I'll show you what one of those looks like, what we're talking about. Because it's a really, really cool car. I don't know if you can sort of see that there.
Yeah.
Really smart. I love one of those. I would love one of those.
Well, isn't that the long line of, you know, let's just put a massive engine in it. It might not go around corners, but it'll be impressive.
Yeah, but I think, you know, Lotus got involved. They obviously did some stuff with suspension and things, didn't they? So it's probably all right.
Quite cool.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's the idea now, is to just buy a load of cars that I like, keep them nice, stored well.
Is it going to be more Nürburgring?
Not well. I'd like the channel. I've always sort of done one a year. That's always been a thing, and I have done since 2013. But
really, I didn't know that.
Yeah. And I've taken all sorts of mad stuff over there. The Reliant Scimitar, the Peugeot 405 SRI, Z4. Hired a couple of the Ring cars over there. Anyway.
Is there a format now? See how fast it'll go on the Autobahn, and then take it down the Nürburgring.
And see how fast it goes on the Nürburgring. Yeah. That is the format.
I like it. So 145.
Yeah.
Was that like you just pull the carpet out, see if there's any more room for the pedal?
It was
that was absolutely.
It did run out of puff.
Did it?
Yeah. It did run out of puff. I think because it's turbocharged 1.8 litre engine.
Yeah.
One of the problems you've got with that setup is you're relying solely on the turbocharger for your power.
It was working quite hard, wasn't it?
Yeah. So your turbochargers, they're not great at the whole RPM range.
Ooh.
You know what I mean? So you only get a portion of the power
band.
Yeah. So when you get towards the end, so it's very, very low geared as well. So at 145 mile an hour, I was probably 200 RPM away from the red line, and the red line isn't. The red line is like a bit of a danger zone, but it's also the manufacturer's way of telling you there's no power here.
Yeah,
there's no power here.
Now.
Stop now.
You change a gear, like
you know what I mean. You've got. There's nothing in here. but it actually sort of ran out of puff maybe 200 or 300 RPM before the red line.
Talking about like running out of gears. Remember, I think it's Triumph had a little sliding thing on the top of the thing called I think
overdrive.
Overdrive or overspeed or overdrive.
Overdrive, yeah.
What was that?
It's a fifth gear. It's a great bit of tech. It's like your gearbox right on the end of it. There's another box, and then when you hit that, it just changes like a little sort of shaft inside, and it's just like changing up a gear on your bike. It's exactly the same. And it's just, but then all of a sudden your third gear, your fourth gear, and I think the other gears as well. But mainly you just
change
use
the ratio of the whole gearbox.
Yeah.
Clever, isn't it?
It's very clever, yeah. All the cars had them back then, until they realised that they could fit 5, maybe even 6 gears in there.
Yeah, brilliant.
But yeah, it was great on the Autobahn. Really nice car on the Autobahn. Yeah, good.
So what is 145 the fastest you've got on the way to the Nürburgring?
No, I've done. I think I've probably done 160. On the 160 was in America. 155 would have been the fastest in the Z4.
Oh, Z4.
Yeah. Because one of the with the Z4, like the 6-cylinder BMWs, big, lots of capacity, 2.5 litres, respond so well to a big dirty air filter, big cone air filter on the end, because it's trying to take huge at 6,000-7,000 RPM. It's taking huge gulps of air. So if you get rid of any resistance to that, you really notice that last little bit. Whereas the Audi, completely standard airbox, everything standard turbo, just that last little bit was just too much for it. But the Z4, because I'd modified it slightly.
Yeah, good though.
Yeah, really
good trip. You must know the route quite well now.
Don't you know? Still have to use a sat nav all the time. Yeah. And do you know what the annoying thing is as well? Is it's different every time, because Google finds like the fast way. And it's just every time it's fucking different.
Yeah.
And this time it was a really, really good way. But I hope I remember it for next time. Or I hope it takes me the same way.
How long? So once you get
5 hours to the train, 5 hours to the Nürburgring.
Is that it?
Yeah. So 10. But it's not. It just never works out. Like, it took me 14 hours.
Yeah.
Each way.
Yeah, because that was worth rushing back for the football, wasn't it?
Fucking hell. That was it again. That was it. Just. Need to knock the boozing on the head, man.
Yeah, you said that.
I said that a few episodes ago, didn't I?
Yeah.
But
you did.
I didn't. No, I did for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But yeah, mate, drove all the way back. Like, got home just before 8 o'clock. Jumped in the shower, straight down to the pub. Met Adid and that down there, and just ended up. Honestly, everybody thought we were going to win. We were all sitting there and we were all buzzing, like, yeah, this is absolutely fine, and then we all ended up getting fucked up, didn't we?
Yeah, that was accidental. I didn't have a dog in the game, really, because I'm not a massive football fan. I'm a
and you're Welsh.
Person, and I'm Welsh.
Yeah.
But I would have liked to see England win that. But there you go.
It was fun, wasn't it?
Yeah. Good.
It was nice. But we all, we were talking to those kitchen appliances.
But what I was going to say was, we were about 40 minutes into the game, and then we heard a load of people going nuts and cheering, and we realised we had about a 3-minute lag on the telly in the part of the pub that we were.
That was criminal. That was criminal. Yeah. How the fuck did they get away with that?
I think they had probably a live, I don't know, but a live feed in the courtyard outside, and we went, this is a brilliant bit. Nobody's sitting here, perfect. But actually, we were sort of watching it in lag.
So it was 45 seconds because we counted it, didn't we?
Yeah, it felt like a week and a half.
One of us was by looking at the telly outside. You could see the time in the top left-hand corner, and then one of us in there, and we were shouting to each other, right, what does yours say? What does mine say? And it's like, fuck, so we were 45 seconds behind.
It's amazing how long that feels. When somebody cheers, you go, it's going to happen on here now.
Honestly, that's making me feel sick just thinking about it. That was horrendous.
Yeah.
Because it was fucking hell. But we watched the last bit outside anyway, because we couldn't have the lag for that.
What else have you been doing? Since April? God.
Not been writing any books though.
Yeah.
How come you decide to write a book?
Well, I want to do
where
a
did that come about?
So there's a serious bit about that. So the series, everyone's called "But What If You Can?" ... because I've found that people are reluctant to have a go at stuff, and one of them will be "What if you can learn to fly?" And actually, it's far more straightforward than you think. But I know quite a bit about Bitcoin, so I thought I'd start with that.
Oh, nice!
So just different subjects, and that comes from. So I was about to go for selection for pilot. So I was already an engineer in the RAF, and I put myself forward for it, and they said yes. So on this date, you will go to RAF Biggin Hill in Kent, and you'll do a 3-day selection process. I was sitting in a field in Pembrokeshire, watching my younger brother doing motocross on the Sunday before, sitting next to my mum, and I went, "Oh my God, I've made a massive, massive error." And she said, "What do you mean?" I said, "I shouldn't be going. I had enormous imposter syndrome." I said, "All of these blokes, I said, I left school with I didn't go to school very much, and when I was there, I wasn't listening. I left school at 16 with nothing. No, I had an O-level in pottery.
Fuck.
And joined the RAF, realised I'd fucked up hugely, joined the RAF at 16, and then just spent 5 years doing all the O-levels and A-levels I should have done in school, and then applied for pilot. But the day before going for the selection process, I said, what am I doing? I shouldn't, they're all university graduates. They're all sons of pilots.
Yeah, so in my head, you can't be a pilot unless you've got all the bits of paper.
My dad was a gamekeeper. It's like, who am I? What am I doing? And I said to my mum, who's an amazing woman, I said, I can't do this. And she said, but what if you can? And it was just
nice. That's cool.
I just thought, well, I'll just go and make an ass of myself then. And of course, it worked out. So I think a lot of people don't think they can do stuff.
Yeah,
you're a great example of this. But
I've always thought I can.
But I think that fear of failure does stop people trying stuff.
Yeah.
And a lot of the time, it's like, God, people go, "Oh, wow, you're an RAF pilot." And I just go, I just hung my ass out there, mate, and got away with it. I slipped through the net. But
I think a lot of it, your abilities to sort of just, not so much. You just I was going to say sort of fake it till you make it, really, but just sort of go, you just do it. You just do it, and you don't really tend to sort of.
Probably too thick.
You've never
just too
ever
thick
once.
To think I can't.
Yeah, you've never ever. You've never once said to me, "Oh, I'm not sure if I should do this." You've never once gone, "Oh, maybe I might do it. I'm thinking of it." But a lot of other people, other mates go like, "Oh, I'm thinking of doing this. Like, oh, I'm thinking of that." It's like,
I know.
Yeah, okay.
Have a go.
Enjoy thinking about it.
Yeah, but anyway, So I'm not meaning to be preachy or look at me, but I like the idea of but what if you can have a go? What if you can? You might make a lot of money from Bitcoin, but you've got to understand it first, and then make a decision, and then. But also, who cares? Do something else. There's lots of things out there. As long as you dive in and have a go. So that was the thinking behind it. Anyway, who knows?
Nice. So you plan on getting this one out and then doing one on pilots?
I might do one on flight. There's a few ideas in the top in my head. I don't know what order they'll come out. One of the other big subjects at the moment is artificial intelligence. People are very worried about that. I use that a lot, and I think.
Well, they wrote the book for you, didn't
they? I think that there's a lot of misunderstanding about it. Well, we're all going to lose our job, that sort of stuff, and I don't think that's true. I mean, it might just get very intelligent and kill us all, and that'll be the end of that. We won't care then, will we?
No.
But a lot of misunderstanding about AI, and that might be a good one to do. Anyway, and definitely flying. That's a good one because people think. So I've got two sons who live in America.
Yeah.
One's
I follow one of them on Instagram. One of them's pilot as well, isn't he?
Yeah. So one's a paramedic and the other's a pilot. And flying in America, there's no snobbery to it, and over here it's a real, if you don't fly for a living, going to a flying club, it can be a little bit, or at least it was, it might not now, but sniffy. It's like, we're special. In America, it's a mode of transport. You've got 60-year-old ladies learning to fly so they can go and see their kids in Arizona when they live in Florida, that sort of stuff. So you really can learn to fly if you have got a bit of coordination and you're willing to do a bit of studying. So that's a good one, for example. So
I think that'd definitely be something I'd be interested in reading, because I've always loved the idea of that. Played a lot of Flight Simulator when I was a kid.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, you easily learn to fly.
Flight Sim. Not so fussed on helicopters.
Yeah, there's a lot of moving parts.
Yeah, and the one thing I remember we talked a while ago about, you talking about and it stuck with me, like, because I've noticed it when I've watched it on films and stuff now, is flying at night. I fucked my head up, that did. What you were telling me is you're just flying off the instruments, you can't see fucking anything out the window.
Well, I used to fly when I flew
going across the sea.
I know.
You can't see because you could be going down and you wouldn't even notice.
Well, that's what the instrument's for.
But what if it breaks?
Yeah, well, yeah, they don't. But I do remember one crewman who I used to fly Pumas with, and he said he hated night flying, and he just used to say bats and twats about night flying. Those are the only people who fly at night.
He's right. Yeah. He's absolutely right.
That's quite funny.
Fucking hell, yeah. No, just like the helicopter one was bad for me when you were saying about when you're going in the mountains and stuff and you can't see what's there.
Oh, that was the night vision goggles. The old, yeah. When upstairs in the Wessex, what the cockpit wasn't night vision compatible. In other words, when you any sort of white light to night vision goggles makes them bloom, makes them like start to shut down.
Yeah.
So a cockpit has to be NVG compatible. In other words, it just gives out light that doesn't affect the night vision goggles. Right, and the Wessex was just an old helicopter that didn't have that facility. So the only person with night vision goggles was in the doorway downstairs, the crewman going, "Yeah, you're all right, mate. You're in the valley," but I couldn't see anything. I just had to trust him.
Terrifying.
But he didn't want to die. I believed him, So,
yeah. But what about if he did?
Yeah.
Yeah. Keep going.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Yeah,
keep
fine.
Keep going.
Oh, so something that did happen since the last podcast we did. It was another guy that I knew quite well. We weren't best friends, but lovely man.
Yeah.
He died in a Spitfire.
Shit!
Did you see that?
Yeah, I did see it. Yeah, very sad.
Mark Long, lovely guy.
It was quite sad myself because it's something that we have discussed like pretty recently as well. You know, and then after I thought, fuck.
He's the 15th of my lot to die.
No, 15th.
Yeah. So, but that was the report isn't out yet, and
as to what exactly happened.
Yeah, there'll be a board of inquiry. There'll be so they'll go in depth, and they will issue a report. But it normally takes 18 months, 2 years, something like that. But sort of out of Coningsby, the Battle of Britain Memorial flight flies these World War II.
So did you know him quite? Like,
yeah. He was an instructor at Valley when I was at Valley.
Shit.
Lovely man.
And do you have an idea of what happened, or
no? I don't know. I've got my ideas that maybe it was because it looks like he was. It wasn't very. He didn't have much time to get out, so he wasn't very high. So I don't know whether it was an engine failure, and or what happened. I don't know. I wouldn't pretend to guess. But the fact that he didn't get out suggests that he wasn't, high enough to bail out with a parachute, because of course there's no ejection seats, because they are World War II airplanes, aren't they? Yeah. But it's quite nice. I saw today.
So when you're up in one of those, you're wearing the parachute.
Yeah.
As you're flying it, just in case you slide the thing back.
Yeah, you have to slide back, open the little door, and like roll out the side. Yeah. So it's real, isn't it?
Very real.
Yeah.
Very real.
Yeah. So that was very sad. But what they've done, they've taken one of the Spitfires, and if you can imagine an RAF roundel, the symbol that they all have, and the World War II, a lot of them have yellow around the outside. So there's a roundel on the sign, and they put the lettering. There's always lettering either side that I'll put something up so you can see it. But they put L and then the roundel and NG for long down one of the Spitfires on the Battle of Britain.
I've seen it. Yeah,
so cool.
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah.
It's nice, because his last name being Long, and then on the side it says Squadron Leader Mark Long under the cockpit. So that'll be there forever. So I mean, he doesn't care, does he? But it's nice for his family.
It is. It's very, very nice. And obviously, if that happened to you as well, it'd be. I don't know, maybe comforting to know that that was it. If you could know, imagine if you could come, but you were haunting, or if you're sort of looking around and then you saw that, you'd be like, sick.
Yeah, it's quite good.
Yeah.
Do you know what I thought you said? If you're haunting,
if you were doing
having
hauntings.
A little haunt.
Yeah, if you were doing hauntings and you just happened to be going past the base.
Yeah.
And you saw, you'd be like, oh fucking no way.
Oh.
As you went off to haunt all your sort of exes and stuff. Really.
Yeah.
That's what I'd do.
Would it? Is it?
Yeah. Just go and play havoc with them.
Yeah. What would you like? Switch the lights on and off?
Yeah, just like, I don't know.
Pull the plug out the freezer.
Read the diaries and stuff. Fucking hell.
So, what's the next car? What do you know? What you're going to do next? Any big plans?
Yeah. So, should we talk about it? Because it's not going to be out for a few weeks. No, I won't talk about it.
Yeah. I have got a question though. So, my job in the RF was post maintenance,
yes,
like test flying for the Puma and for the Hawk. So when
I was going to mention something like that just on the Spitfire.
Well, I think Schlong, he was called Schlongy. Well, but Mark Long was doing it. I think I read somewhere it was a maintenance test flight. So
shit.
But
It's like what you because the only thing I was thinking was the a Spitfire. The engines are not a modern engine. It's not got the level of fuel injection stuff and the sort of the computers behind it to keep things running and to monitor things as you're going, so you can see problems before they happen, all this sort of stuff.
Yeah.
It's an old engine.
Yeah, that Rolls-Royce Merlin.
Yeah, using old technology.
Yeah.
And I've seen what old engines do from the same era as the Merlin.
Yeah.
If you said to me, "Is that reliable?" I would go, "No, of course it isn't. It's not reliable at all. That's why they don't. That's why they make them differently now.
Yeah.
Because back then it was the most reliable they could get. It was, it was absolutely, it was the best. But now, obviously, things have moved on, and it's not what we use now because those things, I've driven cars, and I thought, do you know what? This is perfect. This is absolutely mint. Halfway down the road, it's like it shat itself, and you think, but you go like, oh shit, and then you go, oh fucking hell, like this is
it's old.
It's old. There's no way I was going to see that because of this, and whatever, and then this is just given up. It's like, oh yeah, but use all new, but it's still an old thing, isn't it? These
it's
things
like my
can
acid
happen.
reflux, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So it's a brave thing to go up in one.
But so the Battle of Britain Memorial flight, based at RF Coningsby, is a squadron in its own right.
Okay.
All of the engineers, the aircraft are maintained just like across the road where the Typhoons are. They're maintained to the same standard.
Nice.
Everything about is meticulously maintained. They go through. They have a scheduled maintenance process. They're stripped down at the end of every season, all that sort of stuff. So it's not like in World War II where they just put some fuel in it and off you go. They're immaculately maintained. But I take your point. You can only go so far with that because of the design of it.
Well, that's it. You're relying on stuff that technology that is it's just. It was great then. It was great, but it had faults. That's why we don't make them exactly the same way now. We have make them different ways. There's all sorts of stuff that could happen that isn't even the fault of the engine. It could suck something through from the air, from the fuel.
Yeah.
Get into it somehow. That's it. Game over.
Yeah.
And there's fuck all you can do about it when you're very high up.
Yeah. the laybys aren't much crap.
It's not. You can't phone the AA, can you?
No, but yeah. So because there was an RF engineer commented on one of our videos, so they'll know more about this than I do.
Yeah, I did see that.
Yeah, but there's a lifing process. So each component has a life.
Yeah.
And you can either change things on condition, so you look at it and say that needs changing.
Yeah.
Or if it's life expired, it's just changed, and you can look at it and it's perfect, but it's run out. It's done so many flying hours. So at that point, you change it.
Yeah.
Interesting thing about that lifing process, the Royal helicopters. So they were actually Wessex based at RF Benson back up until the 90s, and they were painted red and blue, and they flew the royal family around.
Nice.
The component lifing on those were halved. So say something was...
God, that'd do your head in. If that was your job to maintain those, and they were like, take the fuel tanks out, check inside them, you'd be like, fucking hell,
so say a fuel pump,
yesterday, you know?
Fuel pump on, say for a Wessex in Northern Ireland on 72 Squadron at the time were operating Wessex. They were actually at Benson 60 Squadron at the same time. A fuel pump there would be, I don't know, I'm just making this up, 100 hours. The one just in the hangar over the road, once it gets to 50, it's like, no, bin. So,
it's unreal, isn't it?
So there was just this extra buffer for components. But
another thing as well is, like, just because something's new, it's out of the frying pan into the fire sometimes. I've had plenty of brand new parts that haven't worked because something has fucked up in the manufacturing process.
Yeah.
So imagine you change it out with a new fuel pump, you're like, meant perfect, but that was a Friday fuel pump. Do you know what I mean? And it's all it's going to give up after a week.
But this is why aviation components cost so much.
Yeah, because they're rigorously made, aren't they? The tolerances are insane.
Most of the time.
Most of the time.
Most of the time.
I get it, but it's just for me. It's just crazy.
So what I was going to say was, obviously, if you put a car back together, you're going to take it down the road for a quick spin.
Yeah.
So it's all right, works.
There's a lot less danger involved then, isn't there?
No, but also I was thinking when you build a new car and it comes off of the production line, have they got people that take it round say a high-end car like a Porsche or something like that? Are there people who take that car and drive it around a track? Or
great question. I'm not 1,000,000% sure, but my understanding is, if you had a gun to my head, would be that someone takes it from the building and takes it on a specific route to where it would be parked, essentially waiting for transport, and on that route that's where they're going to flag anything. And that
squeaky parcel shelf.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, no, they won't be bothered. Nothing like that. They'll wait till it comes to the dealer. We get all the problems. We got all the problems. We got some fucking shockers,
Did you?
We had
brand new cars.
The build quality of not the build quality, but
it's Volkswagen and Audi.
Yeah, but the human error side of it was sometimes incredible. So. The best examples I ever had was we had a manual car delivered, manual gearbox. So it was a Golf, manual gearbox. Yeah.
Yeah.
Steering wheel, flappy paddles.
Oh.
So flappy paddles should be connected to the automatic gearbox.
Yeah.
The car's got a manual gearbox.
Yeah, great.
So we literally get the car off the transport, noticed it straight away because you got a big plus and a minus on the steering wheel.
Yeah.
I'm just like,
and this is for what?
And then obviously they don't do anything because you can't. The function's not there. They've just put the wrong steering wheel on the car.
Great.
And this is Volkswagen.
Yeah.
And only a few years ago. You know what I mean? The mistakes like that do happen all the time. And I just remember them just being like, "Oh, you'll just have to put a normal steering wheel on it then."
Thanks.
Okay. Yeah. Fine. Yeah. Okay. What a fucking ball ache. We'll just park this brand new car in the corner while we wait for a steering wheel and wait to change all that over. So people think, getting a steering wheel will be 2 minutes. Fucking hell. Sometimes you'll be waiting forever for something new for a car. Something daft. Do you remember that I did a Fiat 500 a little while ago?
Yeah.
And it needed the
The white one.
Yeah, the white one needed it. Oh no, it was light. It was like
Oh no,
light blue.
No, think of a Fiat. Yeah, anyway.
Yeah, it was a light blue one, and it had a flashing mileage is like an engine management light for those. But it's the CAN bus system, so it reads all of the other bits in the car, and that had gone wrong. So we had to get a new one from Italy, and it was sat in the Fiat dealership in Chester for 2 months.
What?
Because they're just waiting for it. They were just like, yeah, there's a backlog of these. It's like, why?
Yeah.
Make more. But the real sort of, when it gets down to it with that, is all about quotas of what Fiat will do. So say Fiat can't make these because of microchip availability, all this bullshit. So they can't make these modules fast enough, right?
Yeah.
So say they know that next week they're going to have 1,000 of these modules delivered, but say they need 700 of them to go for parts out in the world because people need replacement modules for their cars. Fiat are going to go, no. Fiat are going to go, we'll keep 900 of these and we will use them to make brand new cars that we can sell. And then the rest of the 100 that we've got left we'll send out to the people that have been waiting the longest. So it's like, all that, because the Fiat, I need one to make a brand new car. So we might as well make £20,000 on a new car instead of sending this module out for 700 quid.
Yeah, get it.
So it's very clever. But it's mad how that is like such a big factor with car manufacturers. And it was always the case with Volkswagen as well. I remember there was a time that we had a shortage of something. We were waiting for it, and all the cars were just sat there, and they were like they got to a build stage. And they couldn't go any further along the process, so they were like parked up outside, like half-finished cars, and it's like fuck, because it's such a big sort of long process from start to finish. It's usually it's all done at once, but these things just sort of blocked up just because they can't get the bits.
I can imagine these project managers tearing their hair out.
Oh my god, absolutely going insane,
losing millions of dollars a day.
Yeah. Another one of the build problems. I told a guy this a while ago, and he said that's nothing. And I was like, oh right, with the steering wheel with the floppy paddles. There's loads of other examples of that, but it's all daft things like switches being there, but electric
not
mirrors,
connected.
but it hasn't got electric mirrors. Stuff like that. That was all the time we had that. Or annoyingly, the other way round. So you'd come in with I can't think of that, say an aircon pump and all the cable and everything, but no switch. Something like that, you'd be like, fuck, how annoying. Anyway.
Remember those, used to have those, I had God, when was that? A Fiesta, a 1.1 Fiesta.
Nice, popular.
A popular.
Yeah.
But it made you feel a bit povo because it had blanks where all these switches obviously go.
Yeah.
But you could
I've never seen one full.
No.
You know what I mean?
But you could say, what goes there?
Yeah.
I haven't got any of these.
How much equipment can go in a Fiesta?
Yeah, do you remember that? And they're almost like little blanks that you pushed out and put a switch in. But anyway, sorry.
But yeah, so I said this old boy once, and he was like, fuck, he was like, I used to, he was like, long retired, and he goes, I used to work in the Ford factory in the UK, so I can't remember what he said. I used to work in the Ford factory, and we were making Cortinas. I think it was Cortinas, and he said the 3-door or the 2-door Cortinas had the same body shell as the 4-door Cortinas, so the same roof line.
Oh, okay.
So all they changed was the essentially the side panel of the car, the doors. Sorry. So
so the skin.
The skin, yeah. So the rear quarter panel.
Yeah.
Into the rear door.
Yeah.
And the front door. Or what he said was they'd done one which was on the driver's side the 4-door and on the other side the 3-door. And then the car's going down, it's having the seats and everything. They're like, I can't get a seat, there's a fucking quarter panel there. So this car's supposed to be a 4-door. And then they go around the other side, it's like, fuck, that's a 3-door. What the fuck?
It's a 3-door.
So he said that was brilliant. He said he only ever saw that once, but he said it did happen.
My stepfather, who's it doesn't matter, I can tell a story about him now because he's dead. So he had his garage and MOT testing station, and where we lived about 8 miles from the garage, I suppose.
Yeah.
And in a sort of nice bungalow, but it had a field behind it, and the field sloped down. And at the bottom of the field, he built a big zinc shed, and you'd go in there, and there was like
it's a mad thing to build a shed out of. Why zinc?
I don't know what you mean. It's like a wooden frame with zinc on it.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, so but you couldn't see it from the house.
Is that like an 80s thing? Is it?
Yeah, probably.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it would. It's 80s. Yeah, no, 70s.
Nice.
Sorry. And so you go in the shed, and there was like just stacks of car parts.
Nice.
Like brand new doors, like Ford Escort doors, for example, and bonnets. But they were in that dark brown sort of like undercoat thing, still with bits of plastic on them.
Brilliant.
And what are all those car parts for? You know what? Never mind about that.
Yeah.
Never mind about that, and don't go talking about those. It's like, and I was like, where was he getting those from? Because they looked like they were coming straight from the factory.
Yeah.
But somebody knows somebody who knew somebody. It's amazing, isn't it?
That is brilliant.
But he's the guy who had a lorry contract, and I might have mentioned this before. Have I mentioned it? Anyway, sorry if I've mentioned it before.
Thing, yeah.
But it's just a great story. And he would work up till lunchtime on a Saturday, and then we'd all go motocrossing. But he used to say, like, Saturday morning is my cash for
beer money,
diesel and bike money and all that sort of stuff.
Brilliant.
And chips. And so he closed the doors, and he said, I've got a couple more hours work. And he got a pot of black paint. He had this lorry, like a 3.5 ton lorry, and he got under the lift. He was painting a leaf spring with black paint. I said, what are you doing? He said, I'm putting a new spring on this lorry. He said, never you mind about that. And he said, it's a new motocross bike for you. There's 800 quid. It's like, I know.
That's amazing.
I know. What a rogue. But
sound,
same guy come home 10 o'clock at night, and you hear a mower going. Like it'd be dark, and my mum would be going, oh, he's bonkers, he's mowing the lawn. And then the mowing noise would be like a bit further away, and be mowing the old lady's lawn next door, like 10:30 at night.
What?
But she'd wake up in the morning and know her lawn was. But that's the sort of bloke I'm talking about. So a rogue, but like really lovely guy. And if somebody didn't have any money, and my mum used to go mad because she said, what about Mrs. Jones's Morris 1100? He was like, she's got no money, bless her. I haven't charged her for that exhaust. And she said, you can't do that. She said, we'll make it up somewhere else.
That's nice. A lot of time.
I like that.
A lot of time.
Yeah, really cool.
Yeah. I always try and do that with stuff, if there's ever because
you charge me for my service.
You are wedged. But if someone has a fault with their car, if they haven't got the tools, the equipment, knowledge to go and do it, they have to go and pay someone, and it can be hugely expensive to take it down somewhere, get them to do all the diagnosis, do everything, all that sort of stuff. But if I know what the issue is, and the part costs 16 quid, and it takes me 30 seconds to fit, it's just like, it's 16 quid. Just bring it. I'm not gonna, it's like I'm not bothered. Do you know what I mean? Just like little thing like, just let me crack on. It's not really like I'm gonna go, oh right, you need this. But there's been plenty of times people look at, like, my mum's a good example. She's like, I'll do everything for free, obviously for her, but there's some things that I won't do. So she's going like, can you paint that quarter panel of the Scenic? I'm like, no, man, because you'll fucking smash it to bits again and again and again and again, like you always do. So you see how it's all smashed up there, man? Yeah. It's because you've done that, isn't it?
Isn't it?
Yeah. It's because you've done that, and you will do it again if I paint it again. So I'm not going to bother because the car's done 170,000 miles. it scrapes through every MOT. The MOT test is like, fucking hello, both aren't watching, you know.
It's a very French attitude. I quite like it. You just leave dented panels. As long as it works.
It's missing its third brake light at the top. It's just a big hole in the boot that leaks water and everything. And it's just like, she's like, don't worry about it. You know, it was always like, she takes it to Knowlesley Safari Park all the time.
Oh yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah, and they'll just
fucking
with a dead
monkeys.
Monkey. and they just have them because they're in so loose. And you know, last one that we bought for it was 70 quid. Just for this third brake light. So Mum's just like, yeah, forget it. And when I went down for his own tail, I thought it's going to fail because it's not good at it. It passed it.
Yeah.
And on an advisory, third brake light missing.
Advisory, yeah.
Well, that's cool.
Advisory, completely bald, 2 front tyres.
So many advisories.
Really interesting. So the guy who was in here last night, that I interviewed, a friend of mine who was in the bar last night, is a barrister, and he's written books. A very, very clever guy. He's my son's rugby coach. That's how I know him. Lovely, lovely man, really is. But no idea about mechanical stuff, and it always catches me off guard that somebody that bright, because he said, I bought a Corsa for one of my sons.
Yeah.
I said, it's really annoying. He said, the steering's like offset all the time. And I went, well, that's easy to fix, mate.
Yeah.
And I saw he like started to glass over. I said, you listening? He went, no, I don't know what you're on about. And I said, no, listen. I said, it's on splines. And he said, what's a spline? He said, did you make that word up? And it's just no. And it's fine, isn't it?
Some people are like that, aren't
they?
No,
but he's an incredibly successful man. But he's never had any reason to understand something mechanical. And it catches me off guard.
Aled, the joiner, said to me the other day, he goes, Ranger management lights come on in the van. And I was like, fucking hell, right, okay. I was like, well, we'll have a look at it. And he goes, yeah, I think it's something to do with fuel though, because I never put full tanks in, and I put a full tank in. It came on that week. I'm like, no, mate. It's not because you filled your tank. No. I know you usually only put 60 quid in, but it's not because you put an extra 30 in.
I did have a
like pressurised it and forced the fuel through any faster.
There is one fault you can get with a completely. What's wrong with it?
I'm just checking to see if that's still okay. Time-wise, it's working.
There is one fault you can get by suddenly putting a full tank of petrol in. I had a Morris Marina, and filled it to the gunnels with petrol, and the whole tank fell off on the forecourt.
Amazing. Yeah. Just get rust.
Yeah.
Fucking brilliant.
And the bloke came out and I was going, oh no, and he said, it's leaking everywhere, and he went, oh, don't worry about it. He said, you still got to fucking pay for it though. Yeah, of course, he can't exactly put it back in the pump, can he?
Oh shit.
Full tank.
That's so annoying.
It's only about 18.
When I did my last track car, my 3 Series, we took it to Cadwell.
Right.
And for some reason...
Is that Lincolnshire?
I don't know.
You've been there?
Yeah, but I don't know where fucking Lincolnshire is.
Oh, okay.
It's on the east coast. It looks like Belgium.
Yeah.
When you go there, that's the thing. It's like it's on the.
I'll look at that. Go on.
Looks like the Holland flats. So so went to the fuel stop, filled it up, brimmed it, and it's just pissing out fuel. And so, like, I still wanted to sort of carry
somewhere
on.
Underneath.
So it was like the filler neck. So I had to sit there and wait for the fuel to drain out, just where it was below the crack in the sort of filler pipe. And then finally it stopped. We still had enough fuel to like carry on for the day, but so annoying. But it was just grim having to sort of sit there and there's everybody looking at you, and they were like, "Oh,
well,
your fuel's leaking." It's like, mate, I fucking know.
I know
it's leaking.
Shut
That's
up.
why I'm sat here looking at it.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. Oh, your fuel's leaking.
Well, I grew up in Tenby, and although they stopped the traffic now in the summer, when the tourists are there, but they didn't used to, and it was. My mum had a cafe in Tenby, and I drove this Marina. This before the petrol tank dropped off.
Yeah.
And parked it on a slope, like just there'll be people who know Tenby very well. There's a central part of town, and then there's a road that goes down towards the harbour. Parked just down there when you used to be able to. Went to see my mate, and then went to my mum's cafe. Came back, and there was a fire engine and like a cordon around my car. I just got on the bus and went home. And it was leaking fuel.
Shit.
Yeah. I just came back at like 11 o'clock at night and just drove it home. Yeah.
It's bad, isn't it?
Yeah. But leaking fuel, yeah, it's not good though.
Speaking of tourists, have you seen like what's going on in Spain? With they're sick, they don't want the tourists. Barcelona and stuff. Have you seen that?
Firing water pistols and things.
Like, what's that all about?
They are quite annoying though. It depends where you go.
Well, of course, very annoying, but obviously, you
they don't want any more. They don't. They don't want any more people demanding full English, isn't it? Having Watney's Red Barrel and can you get the football on?
Yeah. Do you not do Newcastle Brown? It
was rubbish.
But it's mental to see, like, and it's crazy. It's all because of the Airbnb stuff, isn't it? And like they're buying up all the sort of flats. And
is that what it is?
Nobody there can.
I haven't followed it, to be honest.
It's incredible. It's like I caught some sort of clips of it before. There's like masses of people like, and tourists like trapped in hotels and they can't go outside and stuff. It's like, fuck. Do you need some of these people's money, or do you not?
Yeah. Well, I'm sure the people who own hotels are not doing it.
Yeah. But it's just weird because I went up to Anglesey a little while ago, and then obviously you mentioned Tenby and stuff there with the tourists and things, and like it's even when obviously I grew up in Llandudno.
Yeah.
And I sort of went back not so long ago, and it's amazing. It was seasonal then, 20 years ago, 25 years ago, very very seasonal.
Yeah.
And now it is just seasonal. If the tourists aren't there, there's nothing. So there used to be like quite a lot of nightclubs and things like that.
Oh, is that
just
all
stuff
gone?
To do. It's all gone.
Wow.
Everything gone. And it's just like all the businesses that are there are like just tourist-based sort of businesses. And it's interesting because there's not a lot of people that can work if they don't live there and stuff. And like, we've still got obviously loads of friends that live there and things. And like, they talk about, and Anglesey as well was a big one because it was Triada Bay, I'm thinking maybe one of those, which it used to be like it wasn't really that much of a thing, but now they're like knocking these houses down. They're building like £500,000 villas and stuff.
Yeah,
and the people aren't there all year, and they're just using them.
Well, I lived in Rosniger for 12 years, and in the winter, about 60% of the houses, you'd walk around the village sort of after dark, and most of the houses are just all locked up and dark. It is a bit weird.
It's so weird. So weird.
It must piss the locals off. I get it. I do get it.
Because like a lot of the younger, so say if like the locals, they have kids and stuff, they will leave.
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
You did. All my friends did.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The ones that have still, they still live there now. I'm not. I don't speak to them. Do you know what I mean? They're off doing their sort of own thing. And it's very very strange. How such a large, because I don't know, it's just weird that such a everybody that I knew that sort of just all went.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, what must that do to a town? Because that's like most of all my sort of close school friends have all moved to somewhere else. And it's like, what? How does a town carry on when everybody goes?
Yeah, I don't know. I think Tenby's a little bit like that. My cousin's still there, but he's mad. He looks like a pirate, but
I think those people stay.
Yeah,
he
runs a boat back and forth to Caldy Island.
Nice, yeah. So could be a pirate.
He might be a pirate.
Yeah. Nice.
But so I'm amazed you haven't mentioned this move away from electric to hydrogen engines.
Yeah.
I'm amazed you haven't talked about that, because you got quite excited the other week about that. You said another article.
Yeah.
No,
well,
they're
I try not to talk about electric cars every time.
No, but you're not. It's like another solution's coming out, isn't it?
It's every day there is another article on the death of electric cars, and I get a little bit happier inside each time. Like as a perfect thing, Am I going to be able to find it? No, I can't. I'm not able to find it. It's just a Tesla Model 3 dashboard, right? And steering wheel and everything, right? There was a picture of one of those next to the picture of a, I think it was a Ferrari like 388 or something like that. And so you know, you're looking at the gear shifter, all the buttons, the switches, the steering wheel, and they were just driving side by side, and it's so depressing to see
the Tesla.
Yeah, it's so depressing. Because have you ever heard the McDonald's analogy with how everything has got a bit shit in terms of like
what the
colours?
Oh,
so how McDonald's used to be.
Yeah.
All the buildings were yellow, the seats were red, you know, all this sort of stuff. Yeah. All McDonald's now are grey. Yeah. They're all just different tones of grey. All the buildings are grey, everything's grey. All the cars. So it will, get onto the Porsche that I keep dreaming of buying as well. Everything's grey, silver, black, white. And that's the same thing, you know. Like, look inside of the Tesla dashboard. It's just a sea of black plastic.
Yeah,
that's all it is, and the screen that everything's on is black plastic. It's a black plastic screen when it's not on. So it's just a wash with black. You know, they can't even change the dials a different colour. It's black plastic everywhere.
Yeah,
and it's so depressing, so depressing. And I just don't want that.
But
nobody, and I don't think. Do you know what? I don't think anybody wants it. I don't think anybody wants that. There's nobody going, "This is lovely."
Yeah.
You know, I think they're just, you know, there's people that are doing it to be different. People that are going, oh, this is lovely, to be a contrarian and to go, oh no, I think this is actually really nice. It's like, it's not really nice. There's no craftsmanship in there whatsoever.
No, I
a
do
CNC
get that.
machine and a CAD drawing has made that dashboard. The Ferrari dashboard, you know, has been drawn out by the most talented illustrators and things, and you know, designers and. You know, some Pininfarina, you know, all these amazing things, and Tesla, it's AI CAD, isn't it?
Yeah,
you know,
I do get it.
It's horrible.
Yeah, no, I do get that aspect of it, but it's mass production, isn't it?
But it doesn't have to be, you know, It doesn't have to be like that, you know.
But cost-wise, it does, surely.
Well, this is the thing, and this is another reason for the death of electric cars and how Tesla is helping with that is that. They can make them, you know, to a price point that none of the other manufacturers can match.
Yeah,
and that has led to Tesla being able to knock the price of their cars down so much that they're essentially getting the majority of the electric car market share. The problem with that, though, is that the government has set standards and things that car manufacturers have to achieve in terms of how many electric cars they sell and how green the current fleet of products that they offer is. And there's now electric cars clogging up forecourts all over the UK and all over the world. You know, I watched a documentary on it in America not so long ago, and it's shocking. There's dealerships going, we're fucked because we have got all of these electric cars. Nobody wants them. They're all £100,000. £100,000 for an Audi fucking E whatever or Porsche E whatever that nobody wants.
But the big car companies have come out and said we're not going down that route anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, people like Toyota and VW, like big companies, have said we're not going that way.
Makes my dick hard. Really does. I just,
Do you know what I thought you just said? It's so what? But what's their plan? So if they're not going that way, what are they doing?
Well, they're selling. They're creating products that customers want to buy. It's the simplest business strategy ever, isn't it? That's what they're doing. They're making things that people want to buy.
But what to the end? How are these things going to be powered in the future?
Because
the demand
like
for
a small little petrol engine, or you know, even the diesels and stuff now, or you know, but mainly a hybrid drivetrain.
Yeah,
is so efficient that. And fuck all comes out the exhaust. You could probably put your mouth over it for a while and you won't die. Do you know what I mean? It's that clean, you know, nowadays. So they're just like, let's just keep selling these. It's fine. You know, that's not the cause of you know, global warming. It's not a little 1 litre TSI Polo.
It's cow shit, isn't it?
It's cow shit, and it's potentially my Ford F250.
It might be your Ford F250.
A 6-litre V8
Yeah, it
F250.
might be
That could be a bomb. If you put
How many miles per gallon does that
If you put
do?
your mouth over the exhaust of that, it'd blow a hole in the back of your head.
How many miles per gallon does that do?
Well, it's 10. 10 miles to the gallon.
Holy shit! How can you afford to run that? Don't say YouTube. It's
YouTube. Patreon pays for the fuel bill.
But you use it sometimes, don't you, on
Use it all the
purpose?
time,
Yeah, even though it can't fit near your house.
It's an amazing tip run. Yeah, I can't fit it around my house, but it's amazing for tip runs. It's a skip on wheels. It's the best thing ever. It's a 6-litre V8, 300 horsepower skip.
Yeah.
And it's the size of one. It's so good. I love it to bits. But the thing is, like these electric cars and stuff, that's not the solution. A brand new Tesla, the carbon footprint in you going to buy and drive that in the UK right now versus a 1-litre Polo.
Yeah.
The Tesla is a bad idea. The Tesla is a problem. Like, this little Polo, it'll cost you fuck all to run, so economical, costs them fuck all to make, fuck all to buy, whereas this Tesla, extremely raw materials heavy, shipped around the world, just a big problem, real big problem.
Interesting.
And people aren't stupid. People are going, oh yeah, I kind of realise that, yeah, so maybe I don't want
But it
that.
feels like there's been a shift in people's opinions, because I remember being quite excited about electric cars. They're very fast.
Yeah.
There was a couple of companies were, because you love this, taking classic cars and electrifying them, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And
If I was
Prime
Minister, I would shut those companies down.
But now it feels like that interest has just fallen away.
Yeah, well,
Nobody knows.
Electric cars are tech.
Yeah.
So all that's happened is there was a big surge in sales of electric cars, and it's all because of early adopters. Early adopters with any tech, you know what I mean? It's like a new type of phone comes out, new type of that, and you will get a big splurge of early adopters. They'll buy them and then go, what I had before was better, and then they'll sell them, and then the second-hand market gets flooded with these early adopter cars that nobody wants because they've now gone, yeah, do you know what, doesn't work, I can't charge it anywhere, the chargers are always broken. I was looking when I was driving to Germany and back, and I was looking at the fast chargers and what was available. There's nothing. There's just nothing about this. There's the odd little one, and I was thinking, if I'd have had to do that with charging, fucking hell, that would have been an absolute night. It was a 30-hour drive anyway. You know what I mean? Imagine if I'd have had to add on to that, you'd be a bit sore. To add on to it, already 30-hour drive.
But I think the narrative that's coming out of these big car companies is they have an alternative. And it's not the 1-litre petrols. They're talking about clean fuels.
Yeah, and that's it was on about the ammonia sort of powered engine. Again, just phenomenally good. Let's go on hydrogen as well. But just like.
I wonder what they sound like. What a hydrogen engine.
I imagine they'll sound like an LPG thing in my head, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I've got nothing to base that on whatsoever.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think I'm really excited to see the landscape of cars for sale change into a portion of electric cars for people that they work.
Yeah.
Because there's a
go around the city.
Yeah, I reckon
plugged in your house overnight.
Yeah, I've got a driveway.
Take the kids to school.
I'm in a city.
Yeah.
An electric car's perfect for me. Great. And I talked about those new Morris vans that are coming out, electric vans. I want one of those. I want an electric van. I always slag electric cars off and stuff, but I am only semi-joking. The Morris van, I think looks cool as fuck, and I would love one of those with the old Tasty Classics logo on it, 'cause it's a really retro-looking thing.
Yeah.
I'll show you a picture of it.
Yeah.
The wonderful people watching
You've changed.
YouTube.
God, you're gonna get so much stick if you buy an electric anything.
But this is it, isn't it? I'm not. Look at this. It's cute as a button, man. Look at that. Imagine that with a little Tasty Classics logo.
Yeah, no, they are
How
nice.
nice is that? You've seen that, haven't you?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah.
I like them.
So that's the sort of thing that would be used for me. There'd be an electric charging point at the workshop.
Yeah.
It would be used for me to go to the head shop and back. Go to the, if I need to do a tip run or something, instead of using the truck, use the truck every now and then. Use that every now and then.
Hairdressers, nail bar.
Hairdressers, yeah, absolutely. It just. I'm not like but what I'm saying is,
no, there is a practical use.
There's a market there, because what I would not do with that, I would never tow anything. I would never use it. If I ever had to go anywhere that's more than sort of, more than I knew that I was just going there and back specifically. Because a lot of my days, sometimes something will happen in the middle of the day, and I've suddenly got to drive 250 miles. So, there's a lot of stuff like that. So it's a fun little thing. So there's the market share you've got there is just like a niche little market share where it's just people who it works for. Great.
Yeah.
And then you've got the other market share, which is your alternative fuels.
Yeah.
And I think that'd be great.
Yeah. No, that's good.
The alternative fuels could be hybrid, could be the ammonia, the hydrogen, whatever. Just as long as they go As long as
was that a waste gate?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was.
Oh yeah. Give me 2 points for that. That's good. That.
And an important thing to remember is as well that if we don't create these new fuels and have a portion of the market that is constantly buying electric cars, I never want to be alive in a world where there is no petrol. I don't want that to be a thing for me.
What is the smell of it?
If I can't, unless they make something that say that the ammonia fuel,
synthetic petrol or something,
synthetic fuel like Porsche's doing, that I could pour into my truck's fuel tank and my truck would run in it. Then I'm fine. It doesn't have to be petrol.
Yeah.
As long as it is something like petrol. But I never want to be in a world where I can't put something in my truck's tank and it go BOOM! I don't want to be here.
Yeah, seems reasonable.
So the more people that are driving electric cars and stuff means more left for me.
Well, there's always going to be something, isn't there? Because there's all the classic cars. They're not going to suddenly say, all those don't work anymore. You can look at them, but you can't drive them.
We'd riot. All the middle-aged men would riot.
Yeah. What, like a just keep oil?
Just keep oil, yeah.
Would you spray things?
It's just
black?
in the news that was the longest ever sentences handed to someone because of a peaceful protest has just been happened for the Just Up Oil people, because they were planning on doing it at an airport or something, weren't they? Silly buggers.
So aeroplane fuel
is
very basic. It's like paraffin. People think, jets, it must be really sophisticated. It's not. It's like paraffin.
So why do they use that? Why don't you just use petrol?
Because it just doesn't need to be. It's just petrol's too highly combustible. So with the jet engine, all you need to do is spray it through nozzles and then ignite it. You have these things. So when a jet engine starts, basically all you do is you spin it up.
It doesn't need to make an explosion, more of just a sort of a.
No, you spray them from the spray nozzles, and it's normally in a. And then they have these thing called HEIUs, high energy ignition units, which are electrical, but they give off a massive crack. Call them crackers actually, and you check them before you start, and there's normally two, and so you'll you'll sit in the cockpit and you'll hit the crackers, and the engineers will normally go like that. I can hear two crackers, which is like
okay, that's cool.
Yeah, and then you just crack, and then just the way it goes, really, it just becomes self-sustaining. It sucks air in at the front, burns it, gets energy, and then shoots it out of the back.
Nice.
It's very, very efficient. Oh, Frank Whittle. He's clever.
Catapults you into the sky.
Very clever. There's a lot of lag, though.
So who's Frank Whittle?
Frank Whittle invented the jet engine.
Nice.
British person.
Of course. We invented everything good.
Everything, yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of lag, though. So you know how a petrol engine, you just touch the throttle and it revs.
Yeah.
With a jet engine, you move the throttle and it doesn't. It's quite slow. And most of the power comes right at the top end. You're talking about turbos. It's the other way around with the jet engine. Sort of like above 80% RPM is like most of the power.
Right.
So 80 to 100 is like where most of it is. So that's quite interesting.
That is interesting.
Yeah.
What's the lowest you get sort of power from them?
I mean, there is thrust coming out the back at idle, like so.
But not enough to sort of get you going.
Do you know what? Probably it depends on the airplane.
Yeah,
but a Hawk, for example, you take the chocks away, take the brakes off,
and it'll go forwards. On idle.
It'll start to move forwards. You normally have to give it a handful, and then you just need to make sure the brakes work.
Nice.
Actually,
cool.
So every airplane is different. Some have nose wheel steering, but a Hawk is independent braking. So you keep your
like a tank.
Yeah. So you press the right hand. Your right foot is the right hand brake. So if you're turning right, you press that and you swivel around that. And it's got
loads more sense than a little steering wheel in there.
Castering nose wheel. Yeah.
Yeah. What, just like a trolley or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go too fast, it goes.
Rattling around.
Yeah.
Fucking brilliant. Yeah. I saw when I was at the Nürburgring. I saw an Evo, a really cool Evo, and it had intensely modified this thing like animal.
Was it M3? Is it BMW? You mean?
No, Mitsubishi Lancer.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it had bonnet pins on it, and the guy had put black gaffer tape over his bonnet pins. And in my head, I was like, that's either for aerodynamics, which is probably unlikely. It's more likely that they're rattling like fuck and driving along, like, you know, just driving all the way from the UK to here. It's on British plates. So amazing cars over there, you know.
Yeah, I bet.
Oh my god, I saw some things. Like an old classic, probably like a 86 635 BMW.
Oh, nice.
Cool, like immaculate. I saw 2 cars with bad boy bonnets.
What's a bad boy bonnet?
Where they modify the bonnet to like make it look angry. Have you seen those?
No.
So they put like a little extra bit of metal in on the bonnet, so where instead of it just going around the headlights, it just goes at an angle.
Silly, isn't it?
And that was 90s, like.
Yeah.
Was
it?
Okay. I saw 2 cars with it, and I was like, hell yeah! One of them was a Clio, one of them was an MX-5, and I was like, this is brilliant. I love
Bad boy
bonnets. Bring them back. People are trying to bring them back here. How good is that?
I noticed that in the Goodwood Festival of Speed, a lot of these, like, souped up cars, a lot of the exhausts these days are really high, just come straight out the top of the bonnet. Yeah, so I was watching Goodwood Festival of Speed, and some of the high performance cars.
That was very professional then, by the way, how you just went straight back into
that.
Yeah, it's good.
Because we didn't look up what we were speaking about or anything, I just knew it.
Spin for a fag and everything. Yeah. Back it up.
I'm for a burger.
Yeah.
I'm doing it for a Thai massage.
Oh, I've got some story. Anyway, go on.
The Thai massage place on Northgate Street now has a sign in the window that says, please don't ask for anything that's not on the menu. We are a professional establishment. Yeah.
Oh, if that's because of me.
Yeah. Happy ending.
Sad ending.
So they have the exhaust pipe. They can't even be bothered to put it anywhere near the bottom of the car. It just comes straight at the top of the bonnet. What's that about?
Well, that's sweet.
No need.
As well, isn't it?
But what about back pressure? Don't you need a certain
amount? When you got the turbo as big as your head.
Okay.
You're just trying to get the gases out as fast as you can.
Okay.
You know, anything else is a problem, isn't it? And you know, they weigh. An exhaust will weigh.
Yeah.
You know, so when you're dealing with 1,000 horsepower, just get it out as fast as you can. Move on to the next horsepower.
Do you know much about 2-strokes? Because obviously all my motocross bikes when I was growing up weren't 4-stroke, they're 2-stroke.
So, not really, no. But essentially, like
they need a certain amount of back pressure.
Yeah.
The expansion chambers.
Well, a lot of cars do as well. You know,
do they?
The Panhard and Sturf, and that's just
that's
a little flat 2 and things, but it's sort of like it doesn't run as well when the exhaust is not attached.
Why is that?
I don't know really. I think it's just because it's sort of. If I had to guess, it's almost as if the everything's escaping to atmosphere too fast.
Yeah.
As soon as the valves are open, it's just like right. It's nothing stopping it. It's just sort of being sucked out into the air, really.
Yeah.
Or maybe they. I don't know. It's probably not qualified to answer.
Okay.
Ask
another
makes
question.
Them go faster, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But it's just something insane cars there. Like it just there was a Beetle RSI.
Right.
So a Beetle RSI was, you know, when they bought out the sort of new shape Beetle in the early 2000s or late 90s.
Yeah.
That they made a racing version called the Beetle RSI. It's one of the rarest cars. I've never seen one of the flesh. One just drove past me. It's totally immaculate. They're probably like a 2001 or 2002 or something, and just a phenomenally good-looking car. You know, really, really good-looking car.
Does it have to be a road-going car to go around the Nürburgring? Or can you bring anything you want?
You can bring anything you want.
On a trailer, obviously.
But you've got to... Oh, so on tourist days, it's got to be sort of taxed, MOT'd,
oh, okay.
You know, that sort of stuff. You've got to be able to drive it onto the track from the road.
Oh, okay.
So you can't pull it... There's nowhere you can take a car for trailer at tourist barn. What you would do is you would go to one of the Nordschleife track days, and then you can take anything, because you've got places that you can take the cars off the trailer and stuff. I'm not suggesting for a minute that a lot of people park their car and trailers everywhere else and just, you know, and their cars aren't MOT.
Yeah.
That would be totally
perish the thought
that anybody would drive anything that isn't following the rules.
Yeah, turn up. No, this Metro 6R4 is completely roadworthy.
Completely,
yes.
It
is.
Yeah, I've driven it all the way here.
Yeah. Do you ever see anything like that? Like wacky things, like Lancia Stratoses?
All the time, yeah.
It's very cool.
It's full of like Ferraris, Lotuses, Lamborghinis, just, you know, it's fucking, it's heaven, man.
You do like it, don't you?
I'm going to go back again soon and take just try 3 times a year. I think I'll try and go. I'd like to sort of, you know, make it more of a thing, because it's like one of the things with the Tasty Classics as a YouTube channel is I like to do sort of road trips and stuff, but one of the problems we've got is that, you know, for example, some of the other YouTubers in the States, like Vice Grip Garage or Pole Barn Garage, they would go to somewhere where the car's fucked, and then they would get it going and they would drive it a million miles just by doing some of the sketchiest repairs ever, which I absolutely adore and I love watching.
Yeah.
We can't get away with that over there. We just can't do it. It's too illegal, you know. We can, if the car's over 40 years old, we can, you know, it doesn't have to have an MOT or tax, which is great, but you still can't get away with, you still have to be like, right, the car's, I've certified it as road, you know, worthy.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's, the onus is completely on you. And if my insurance or ever found out that I was driving something that was completely full of holes and chassis fucked and all this sort of stuff, then I couldn't really do it. And a lot of the really old stuff that we work on in the UK, because we're in the UK and we don't really have rust-free cars, all of our cars are rusty. You never get really into a situation where you're resurrecting an old car that hasn't got huge problems that you can't fix at the roadside, you know, where it is, like, you know, it's just it's a nightmare, you know. So I never really get an opportunity to do a big road trip. Another thing I can do is fix the car up at the workshop and then go for a road trip and afterwards. I have done plenty of times, and I still, like, you know, still enjoy doing and taking out for drives and things. But one of the good ways I can get a nice enjoyable road trip into things is by doing a serious challenge like the TT. Been off the road for 4 years, dragged it back to life, and then drove it 30 hours and 2,000 miles.
Yeah.
To the hardest, you know, punishing racetrack in the world.
Yeah, and then drove it around the racetrack
8 times, you know, and just, you know, that's such a great challenge for that car.
Yeah.
And it's such a fascinating thing to watch. When I was editing, I was going, fucking hell, look at what I'm doing to this car, and then, you know, what it was, you know, a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
And it's, again, and so that's what I'm sort of, that's my road trip sort of in the same sort of thing, is I'll find a car that needs work, something that I can go, right, let's do some stuff to this car and make it better, and then we'll fucking give it the ultimate punishing task.
German car though, isn't that? Try doing that with them, an Allegro.
I will.
Yes.
No, well, that's the thing. So one of the things I've when I put a post out today with all the cars I've taken to Nürburgring, so there is a couple of things now, Wynne, because I'm getting old, yeah.
It's all relative.
Yeah, it is. But my back is very relative.
Oh.
So, like...
Or sitting for a long time.
Yeah, so the car... I'm 18-year-old me, 20 years ago, would have been like, I will drive anything, anywhere.
Anything, anywhere, yeah.
I don't give a shit. But now, if I drive, like, the Rover or my truck or, the 60s Rover... or something really fucking old for very long, like Spitfire.
You don't fit. You don't fit in.
I
the
don't
Spitfire.
fit in these old cars at all. I mean, my back is in pieces within like a couple of hours. It's and unfortunately, I've just got to that point where I need some creature comforts. So the cars that I'm going to be driving to the to the Nürburgring. I'd love to do the Isle of Man TT one day. That'd be amazing.
That'd be cool.
But anyway, the cars that are going there, they need to qualify, so they've got to have stuff like I need comfortable seats. I need decent, music. It's got to have good tunes in it. I need to be able to listen to my stuff because it's 30 hours in the car. You've got to be comfortable. It's got to have air conditioning. All these things that just it's got to be a comfortable place to be for 30 hours. But
well, 40 years ago now, though, you're getting to the point where there's some good cars coming along, aren't there?
Absolutely, so we're really starting. The 80s is when you started to see that level of equipment.
Yeah.
In a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And the cars that are doing like the TT, modern classics from 2003.
Yeah.
By 2003, they were fucking great. I had a Bose sound system in the TT. It was insane. But that's what that's one. I'm going to be trying to find more sort of modern classics and stuff, while still doing the older classics.
Need to do a Jag.
Absolutely, yeah. The only problem with Jags is I've had loads of them. I'm a bit bored of them, so I need to. It'll be a while before I can be bothered to do one again. But it'll probably be an XK8 or an XKR supercharged. That's what I'm mind, because they'll be a modern classic. And they're
without a doubt.
Yeah, but they're all starting to rot away. Which is really weird because like the XJ6s and stuff didn't really rust, but for some reason some of the XK8s and XKRs coupe things, some of them rot like you've never seen. Like
it's rubbish, isn't it?
Totally. But it's so weird because like not all of them do, but some of them like the rear bumpers have fallen off because all the mountings have rusted. It's just mad things. All the sills I've seen some of them rusty. I can't believe it. And they're only from like the late 90s.
But were they built somewhere else or something?
I've got no idea. I'd love to do a bit of research into it, but there's definitely two types. There's a very, very rusty one, or there's one that's fine. There's not really anything in between.
Some of the 80s Mercs are pretty cool.
Oh, amazing. Flying up in value, though. They're a bit of a problem, then,
Yeah. Yeah.
I think on the cards next is something like a Focus, Mark II Focus ST. They're 2.5 litre turbo. One of those. Because again, it's something that's going to appreciate and value, something that it's going to be fun to drive. 200 odd horsepower, 220ish horsepower, I think, and just a fun car to take over. And they're probably only cost me a few grand to buy, and also stuff like a Boxster. I won't mind
an old Boxster.
Yeah,
they've been around for a long time.
Yeah, and again, a few grand will get you a nice 3.2 or 2.7. Merc SLK. I saw an SLK 320 3.2 litre ones, and they're fucking fast cars. And they're amazing things, gorgeous little cars, and they're $3,000. You know what I mean? You're like, fuck,
that's amazing.
Nothing,
Yeah.
And like BMW E46 330i's or an E39 530 something like that. Just there's loads of nice modern classics that are all within reach money wise. And another big thing is parts.
Yes. So you go out and you buy a sort of half knackered Jensen Interceptor.
Yeah.
And it's like, yes, but where are you getting the bits from?
Exactly. And the biggest thing with the YouTube is deadline timing, and parts wise. So I'm like, if something fucks up halfway through a video that I'm recording with a classic car, in America it's very different because a lot of the parts and stuff they cross over into all different models. You can put a Chevy engine in a Ford and a Ford engine in a Chevy. It just doesn't really matter. There's so many parts available out there for all these cars. It's very always over here. No, you're buying it off a bloke in a shed in Surrey, and he's going to post it when he's ready.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's not, it's very, very different. And so a lot of the stuff you've got to be quite careful with when I'm looking at them, I'm like, right, okay, right, this is going to need this. I'm not going to be able to get this done. I'm not going to be able to get this in time, and so I can't do that car. You know what I mean? So because it's what I always like to have in every video is a beginning, a middle, and an end. This video has to have an end. I hate getting to a point in a video where it's like I can't go any further because I'm out with parts. See you next week.
Yeah.
You know, I hate when that happens to me when I'm watching something. I hate it. I hate that I've invested my time in something that's not finished yet. You know what I mean? I want to see it finished. You know, that's what I want to see. That's why my videos are 2.5 hours long.
Very professional.
Well, I like to watch it myself. You know, it's what I like to watch. And there's a load of people doing what I do, similar stuff, and they do it beginning to end, and I just love it.
Yeah.
You know, I don't watch the ones that don't.
No, I do get it. It's quite fun though. But I was thinking about 80s cars, and of course Porsche comes to mind. It's like loads, isn't there?
Well, yeah, megabucks, aren't they? You know, for 80s. Oh, do you mean like 924s, 944s?
Yeah.
Yeah, 944. So I've done a 924, so I won't do one of those again, but I do a 44 definitely. Love to do a 968.
928. Have you seen those?
Sorry, 928. Yeah, as well. 968 though is the one for me. That's what I want. The one with the rounded back.
Yes.
Yeah. Really sexy back. Like love that.
And they had were they pop-up headlights?
Yeah. But it was just like a circular headlight, just flat. So cool.
Yeah. Well, because when I was going through,
but 928's gorgeous as well.
When I went through flying training, didn't the 928 look the same? Yeah. So one of the instructors had I'm pretty sure he was gay. Had a 928, and he said, "Guys, if you want to take my car, like to Dallas, because this was in Texas, for the weekend, you know, feel free." And went, "Yeah," because I had a 1963 Buick that may or may not start.
Yeah.
And so 4 of us went to Dallas and just took it in turns to drive this like year-old 928.
Wow!
It was huge, big car.
Good.
Big car.
Yeah.
Well, really big.
Supercars, aren't they? You know?
Yeah.
They had 4.5 litre V8s, I think.
Yeah, that rings a bell.
Yeah.
But that was amazing.
Or 5 litre V8s, can't remember.
Racing some Norwegian guys in a Trans Am.
Nice.
Yeah.
Who won?
Who got they got pulled over by the police.
Brilliant.
And then refused.
So you then.
And so we got to Dallas, stayed to the hotel we booked to go out, and then they arrived afterwards and we said, "What happened? Did you get done?" He said, "No, we just refused to speak English, just kept speaking Norwegian until they let us go." Hurdy-gurdy.
Genius.
They were great. The Norwegians were so much fun because you couldn't go for a beer with the Norwegians because they just, this is at the time, I'm generalizing here, but you go out for a drink and they would drink until they pass out.
Very similar to us then.
But they used to do this thing called Maloney. They buy a bottle of vodka and a watermelon, put a hole in the watermelon,
so the bottle upset,
and just leave it till it all goes into the, and then go Maloney, and like do a lot of singing and eating of vodka-soaked watermelon. It's like
amazing.
Just another way to get drunk.
Yeah,
there's so much fun.
I've done that before.
Yeah, it's good that.
You can taste it.
You can taste the vodka. Yeah, I'm sure.
Absolutely, but fucking great. Delicious. What else have we got for us then? Got a couple I wanted to talk about Endura KA.
Oh, you were on about this last night.
Yeah, so let's just get the sort of...
It's like Le Mans, isn't it? But in a Ford car.
The shittest car in the world.
It's a funny looking thing, isn't it?
I used to sell all these things, like, and I had a really old KA, came in rusty as fuck. It was just a bit of a bin. It had like a month's MOT left, and I was like, right. And I was driving it to ULO, I think, to the auction. And I was just like, going along the A55. There's nobody on the roads. Very, very either late or very, very early. I can't remember which one, but there's nobody on the roads. And I was like, I'm going to see how fast this KA goes. So they're a 1.3 litre push rod engine, right? Push rod engines, one thing they don't love is being revved. I like that because it's just loads of bits of metal flying up and down, isn't it? You know, they're just these rods just going fuck, and they're not held in by anything. They're just loose in there, just sort of like.
That's true, isn't it?
Yeah, but they're engineered in such a way that they don't.
The
move,
rockers
like,
are just like under the Yeah.
Yeah, and they're just fucking flapping around under the but anyway,
great.
so driving this car and I'm like, how fucking fast? And so do you know the bit of motorway that I mean, where it goes down a hill for ages. So it's like it goes down. It's not all
really.
the way downhill, but by Flint, but it's like downhill for like fucking
On the A55.
Yeah, on the A55.
Oh yeah, I do know.
So I'm in this little K, and I just bang, foot to the floor. So it's going like 80, 90, and I'm like, whoa, 100. I'm like, fucking 100, 110. I'm like, oh my god, this is going downhill. 115. I'm like, oh my god, then boom, bottom end of the engine just completely lets go. Behind me, just like this big cloud, huge cloud, because all of the oil has just coated all of the exhaust under the car, everything. It's just all over. Boom, the whole sump's just been blown out. I was just like, fuck. And I fucking pull off onto the side, and yeah, just fucking blew it. I don't know what I did to the bottom end, but something didn't survive. Yeah.
So that was the end of that.
I think it just threw a rod, I think, but yeah, it was
dramatic.
It was a dramatic end to that case, and that is how fast a KA can go.
Yeah. So
we're gonna do that as a race. So what I was thinking of, because like I need to do some proper car racing. I got my ARDS test.
What's that?
Racing license.
Oh.
Which you'd have to get as well if we're going to do this.
Yeah, okay. I think they automatically give me one.
Yeah, just because you're a fighter jet pilot. Yeah. Just show them a picture of you in a fighter jet and go, listen, mate, do you want me to teach you something instead? So I went, I've got a license, had it for ages, and I've never used it. And I've always thought I want to, build a race car and do it. And I got the BMW 3 Series.
Yeah.
And I started to build it into a race car, and I took it loads of track days to sort of tune it and get it right, get all the parts that I wanted on it, and realised quite quickly it was just fucking boring. Really, really boring. So, which is why...
What, track days were boring?
No, the BMW.
Oh.
So, here's the statement. BMWs, especially the 3 Series, are the best cars on the Nürburgring track days, anything you want. They're the best cars. Everybody drives them. The reason that's the case is because a child could do it. They are so easy to drive. They're so well balanced. Everything about them is perfect. So going fast in one of those is not a difficult task. Going sideways is very, very straightforward. They do what you want them to do. They're really great cars. But with that comes boredom. You just come out, oh fucking hell, right? It's just I did when I was doing some bits, changed the brakes on the 3 Series. One of the last times I took it out, took it to Alton Park, did I think 50 laps non-stop. I got out of it, and they were within half a second of each other, the laps. and I was just like, I'm just so fucking bored, like so bored, and it was just a serious realisation for me that that's not the route I want to go down. I need something that's a bit more challenging. Yeah. And then so we got the Rover, the P4. And I was like, right, I'm going to do some classic racing. Right, this is going to be cool. So this will be a lot more interesting. Back end will go out. It's going to be very, very difficult to control. Big old steering wheel, no power steering. This is more my kind of thing. So what I've realised with that is that it would be so expensive. There's no bits that I could buy for that car. Buy bits to make cars go faster. Yeah. Everything would be very, very expensive, and it would be really slow. Really, really, really slow. So I'm like, right, okay. And to make it go faster would be really expensive.
Yeah, I get that.
And I haven't got the money for that. I've not sold the Rover, because one day I'm hoping I will have the money to do that, because I would love to race it.
Yeah.
But it would, everything would have to be custom made. Everything. Roll cage, the lot, you can't buy anything.
Yeah.
So I was looking the other day, and I was like, because I want to do some racing, and the Endura KA Cup sort of came up, and I'll show you a picture of what these things look like. So it's loads of these little cars. There you go. Loads of those. And they've
looks like it wouldn't pull the skin off a rice pudding.
I don't know what you're going to say then. You're absolutely right. So you're not allowed to do anything to the engine.
Right.
You've got control parts that you can change, as in all the cars, they've got to have the same ones. So you buy them all from Burton Power.
Yeah.
Same roll cages. It's all bolt-in.
Yeah.
I think you might have to weld the mounts in, but it's all very straightforward. Control suspension, so you've got coilovers. You've got control brakes, and it's only the pads that you can change. Amazing. And brake fluid, of course.
Yeah.
And then tyres. And then the rest of it is just a bit of safety stuff, you know, stickers and things, bits and bobs and lights and stuff. And then that car's ready to go. So I could probably build one for $5-6 grand, something like that.
So you have to take a load of stuff out, I suppose.
Oh god, yeah, strip it out, put racing livery on it and all that sort of stuff. So they do. It's called Endura KA because all the races, I think, are 6 hours long.
Wow.
And then once a year they do a 24-hour race.
You want to do that one, don't you?
Fuck, I'm desperate to do the 24-hour KA race.
Yeah. Should we get 24 drivers?
So I'm thinking me, you and Aled. me, you and Aled.
So no then.
No.
Yeah.
So one person can do up to 60% of the driving.
Okay, I'll do that.
No, I was going to say,
I thought you'd want to win.
That is why I'm asking you.
Yeah.
It's the attitude. And Aled's fast. Last time me and Aled went go-kart, we were on the same team. We fucking obliterated everybody else.
Yeah, good.
We won, so we're going to win this, three of us.
Of course we are.
So I'm going to sort of look into it maybe for next year, start to build something, maybe have a bit of a go. But I think just as something for the channel, I think it would just be hilarious.
I'd love to do it.
Yeah, nice 24-hour race. Need a few people around us. Just I think might get Robin to come and help. Maybe as either a fourth driver as well as mechanical support. You know.
Yeah, definitely.
For me, so me and Rob on the spanners. So yeah, really good, exciting.
What about sandwiches and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Are there going to be beds?
Yeah, no. Well, I see. You could do all sorts. You could, between us, we could hire like quite a decent motorhome or something. Would only be a couple of $100 each or something.
Yeah.
And you got everything. Keep clean.
Where is it? Spa?
Well, no, it's all in the UK. That'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
That'd be really nice. But last one was Anglesey, the 24 hours. How good would that be? But they're in different tracks all the time.
Yeah, really good. No, massively up for that.
Just sounds like it'd be a lot of fun. But I'm going to have a bit more of a look into it, see exactly how much it costs and stuff, and work out, if that's the right one that I want to do. Because there is a load of other racing series. But one of the reasons that I have thought about that one is that there's not many events, and you don't have to go to all of them.
Yeah.
And with a lot of the other race series, I wanted to do Track Day Trophy or Tin Tops as one of the first racing series that I do. But you've got to go to all the meetings, and you have to give up, I don't know, I think it's maybe 20 Sundays a year or something to do. I can't do it.
Well, I can't with rugby.
Well, this is it, isn't it? But with the care, I think you can go to go to 2 of the 6 hour races and then do the 24.
Brilliant.
It's fucking ideal, isn't it? It's
perfect,
absolutely perfect. So, and I think, because they're only 60 horsepower, I think 55, 60 horsepower, it should be hilarious. And it's all down to the drivers, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, I think between us, ex-fighter pilot, Nürburgring driver, and a joiner. And Rob, potentially, who has only done a track day once, and that was with me.
Is that Bentley Rob?
And he's going to get faster as time goes on.
Yeah, he doesn't know yet.
He doesn't know, but he will get faster.
Yeah.
What
a brilliant idea.
Yeah.
What colours are it going to be?
Tasty Classics livery, isn't it? We'll have to invent a racing thing for Tasty. Or we could do it. We could do it like John Player Special, but like with Tasty Classics instead of John
good
Player
idea.
Special.
Yeah, no, that's good. Gulf, light blue and orange.
Nice Gulf light would be awesome, wouldn't it? That's one of my favourites. Martini as well. Martini would be sick.
That's good.
Yeah, Martini would be really cool. Martini KA. That'd be really fun. What else was there? God, I've got so much stuff written down here. Did we talk last time about it? Loads of stuff. I can't remember if we talked about using dead people for car crashes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we talked about that, didn't we?
Yeah.
So I got the only reason I mentioned it is I got a book on it.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I got a book on it. So I haven't read it yet, but I've got a book.
Yeah.
So I'm going to read it. But I suppose one of the things we could talk about to end this 13th podcast.
Sausage Gate.
Sausage Gate.
This has nothing to do with aeroplanes or cars.
Local bartender heroically saves bar staff from sausage-wielding maniac.
Yeah.
Is going to be...
Could be a headline.
Could be a headline if it made the papers.
But allegedly, something happened, didn't it?
So I wasn't really here for the first... Well, I was, but I was sort of smooth. But you were here for the first bit, so...
So I was here for the first bit. So you had some punters who decided in this food-free environment that they'd have a picnic.
Yeah. So this is, just for context, this is a very, very small bar. What you can see here is pretty much all of it. There's a few seats there, there's a few seats there. It's pretty much all of it. So you can't bring in food and start eating it here because it fucking stinks. And it's shit everywhere. And just, who does that? Don't bring food in here. So anyway, these people came in and started eating this picnic.
Yeah, so one of your amazing staff went over and said, no, don't be ridiculous, stop doing that. And their response was, oh, yeah, sorry, no, not a problem. Yeah. And as they were leaving, he went up to somebody else, one of the party of three, went up to another member of staff, and said, it was not a very good threat.
Well, no,
because he said, I'm going to give you a really bad view on TripAdvisor.
I thought initially that he was just... Because he'd just been... So he was a bit pissed. And I thought he was just sort of like semi-joking, but he'd spoken to... So it was one of the bar staffs leaving do last night. And so worked here 7 years. It's quite a special occasion. And all of a sudden I had this guy. So I'm sat at the end of the bar there. And all of a sudden I have this guy going, like really shouting, pointing, what he said, you're going to regret this. I'm going to give you an awful review. That was really bad how you spoke to me.
Like you're on TripAdvisor.
Yeah. I was just like, and so I just didn't know really what was going on. And like I'm looking at Belle, and she's like, fucking hell, I'm a bit shocked. And then she starts mouthing off at this guy, and she's like, no, what do you mean? Because it would all been quite amicable, but then this guy's obviously had a few drinks, and then he gets his pint glass with still, quarter of a pint in it, and a sausage. There's a sausage in the pint glass, a half-eaten sausage, and puts it on the bar and goes, "You're gonna get a bad review." Starts giving us shit. I can't remember what else we were saying, but it wasn't very nice.
I think you were at that point. It was all going to be fine, and they'd leave. But how did you get goaded into going after him?
So they all walked out, and then Emily and Belle were upset that this man had just had a go at them, and I was like, I can't be having that on Belle's last day.
You're such a hero.
Such a hero. So I was like, shall I go and throw this sausage on his head? So I was just going to throw the sausage at him, and then as I said that, everyone in the bar was like, "Yeah!" And I was like,
"Okay."
Fuck.
So let me give it. You need things from different angles.
Yeah.
So I'm here going, "Yeah, what? I don't know what you're doing with a sausage, going after a man." So I was ignoring all of this.
You were goading me to do it, 100%.
And then a lady who was sitting in a window seat who could see down the alleyway.
Yeah.
Quite enthusiastically said, "Oh, he's knocked him down," and I thought, "Wow, that escalated quickly."
Yeah,
I thought there's no need to punch him.
No,
so that I thought, "Oh, that's a bit awful." So now there's another side to this because I didn't see this. Well, I think it's worth pointing out, just when this happened, in the sort of time that this happened, biblical proportions of rain arrived. I mean, stair rods.
Just about 5 minutes before he put the sausage in the pint glass and he started mouthing off, it started to like hammer down with rain. It was persistent down, and it was like a river outside. It's a small alley outside. It was like a river outside, and they walked out. There was 4 of them. There was the 2 guys and the 2 women they were with. And they walked out, and I was like, "Should I throw this out?" And everyone was like, "Yeah, go on." I was like, "Fuck, right, I kind of have to do it now." So ran outside, and they were quite far down the alley. And I ran up to him and I went, hey, I can't remember what I said. It was like, hey, don't forget your sausage. Whoomp. And I threw the sausage and the rest of the beer at this fella because it was pissing our rain anyway. So I was like, it's only a bit of beer, who cares? And he was a dickhead. So I was like, hey, don't forget your sausage. Allegedly a dickhead. And I allegedly threw the sausage out. And then I was like, and everybody sat outside next door and like, you know, all this sort of stuff. And they were like, oh, what's going on? Fucking hell, what's up? And I just like did a sort of uncle run, sort of backwards, like, oh, you know, joking, like, because I was, you know, only having a laugh, because I didn't know how serious this fella was, like, you know, because I'd only, you know, when you're only half listening to what's going on. Because I was just sort of sat there, you know, talking to, you know, you as well, actually. And then, yeah, as I started to sort of jog back, so like, he started running after me and like said, oh, I'm going to, what the fuck was that, you little shit, or something like that. Allegedly. So I've then come to a halt.
Go on.
And I've turned round and I may or may not have heard, what the fuck are you going to do about it? And as I said that, he got very, very close to me and I gave
slippery though.
Very, very wet. And I gave, because I didn't, you know, I'm not a fighter. I'm a lover, not a fighter.
Yeah.
So I gave him a people's shoulder, just a little reminder not to get too close. Sent him maybe 6 foot backwards into a fucking brick wall on his arse. So he's gone back. He's landed in a puddle like 2 inches thick. All of his gear. Everybody outside. Oh my god! Screaming. All his friends down there. They were like, oh my god, what's he doing? And he's just on his arse. And I'm looking at him, and he's like, oh, you shit, fucking hell, oh, fucking hell. And I'm just like, I'm out of here. And I just fucking ran straight back in here and like pissing it down.
It's so funny.
And just looked out, and it took him ages to get up, and he was soaked to the bone and covered in shit, like totally covered in shit. And I hope he got home that night.
They're probably saying things like,
you know,
they're probably saying things like, "It's not worth it, Derek. Come on, let's just go."
Yeah.
He could have had a shank.
He wouldn't have had a chance to get it out.
Tooled up, mate.
What? And he's going to get it out and stab me in the 0.3 seconds before I gave him a people's shoulder.
He was running up to you with his mace, about to spray it in your eyes. I think it was self-protection or self-defense on your part.
It was pure. So he could have had anything.
You're an immovable object. I mean,
that was always the thing.
He was always going to bounce off, wasn't
it? Yeah, it was always the thing in school. It was always just like, if anything's ever happening, just use your, you know, throw some weight behind it, you know. And you know, I completely cemented my legs into the floor. I wasn't going anywhere. And this guy, he just fucking bounced off me, didn't he?
So
ended up on his arse.
So that was the highlight of the evening, really.
And I came back in to, you know, bit of a hero's welcome, which was nice. From
no, that didn't happen. That's how you remember it. To rapturous applause, and all of the staff saying, "You're our hero." Yeah, none of that happened.
All the women in the bar started looking at me differently.
Yeah, saying, "Why did you do that?
No,
why did you knock that nice man over in the street?"
Never noticed how good-looking Ben is.
Have you seen what he can do with half a sausage?
So we then spent the rest of the night waiting for the police to turn up. They never did.
No, it was just you again.
Yeah.
Did you have beer fear this morning? Did you wake up and go,
yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Still no review, though, that you promised us.
We're not on TripAdvisor, are we?
Yeah, well, you don't get to pick if you're on TripAdvisor.
Oh.
You get put on by people.
Yeah. That's coming. That's in the post.
If it's taken him this long to write, it's going to be a fucking good one.
Yeah, it's going to be good.
So we might frame it, put it on the wall.
Yeah, brilliant.
And then we'll just write over in big sticker Sausage Gate. But it's just, you know, not something I would usually do, and I was a bit caught up in the moment and by the fact that everybody went yeah when I went, shall I go and throw the sausage out? And Belle, who was, you know, a minute ago was like very sort of, oh no, fucking hell, he was being a twat, like, and you know.
Yeah. And
she was like, come back here and stuff, and he just ignored her and that. She was like, fine. So when I said that, she was like, yeah, kick his fucking head in.
I don't think she said that, did she?
She didn't.
Yeah. No, it's all very exciting and not really jazz bar stuff.
No. And then we got really, really pissed. Got home at 12:30, and I was messaging a girl that I like a lot. And I was like, "Are you awake?" And she was like, "No, I'm trying to sleep." And the last message I sent to her was, "Take a Prozac."
Yeah, brilliant.
I
How do you think that's going to pan out for you?
She's not well. She's not messaged me all day.
And on that note...
On that note. But look, thank you very much for watching
and listening.
For putting up with us for 2 hours. It's been great fun. And we will try and do these as often as we can, but it is difficult. But if you would like us to do more of them, the more subscribers you get, the more often we'll do it. There you go. How's that for a deal?
Awesome.
See you next time. Bye.